Welcome back to another interesting tutorial, Summate. So today's tutorial is going to be on this beautiful, gorgeous looking bubu dress. That is what we're going to be recreating with this African print that I have here. So I have 6 years of African print fabric, and that is what we're going to be using to create this. So if you love to make this, I encourage you to get a full 6 years of African print fabric, or if you don't have a full 6 years, you can have at least 4.5 inches. All right, so at the end of this tutorial, you're going to learn how to make this beautiful dress you're seeing here. So it's very simple and it's very easy to make. It's very beginner friendly and it's classic at the same time. You can see how classic looking on it. It looks so classic and luxury. So if this is what you love to learn how to make, and of course I know you will learn how to make this, so I encourage you to sit down, relax, watch this tutorial to the end, and also like the video, comment if possible, share, and that will help this video to be recommended to other people. Okay, so let's go there without much ado. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to show you how we're going to be cutting out what we need. Now I am going to set aside my ruler and my check and everything. Then I am going to show you how I'm going to take the measurement of the particular fabric we're going to be working with. Now I am opening the Ankara fabric, and remember Ankara fabric has its length just by 45, sometimes 44 inches, right? So that means using the length of the Ankara fabric, we're not going to get our desired length. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure our length on the yardage area. That is the part that has its brand name, okay, the company's brand name written on it. That is the part we're going to measure to get our length. Now you see that I have opened it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to measure from the yard edge. That is the part, this part that has white tip, right? I am going to measure my desired length. Now this length is going to be from your shoulder to your ankle. Like it's just going to go down from your shoulder to where you want it to stop, right? So mine, I am going to making use of about 59 to 60 inches, because this dress it's more prettier, it's more finer when it goes down, right? Very well. I didn't say it should be sweeping the floor, but let it flow very well at least. Okay, so now after marking my desired length, I went on to fold another, like I folded into two to get another length with the initial one I measured. Do you see it? So in another word, I have two lengths of the initial length I measured, right? And I'm going to use my scissors to slit through that part. Now after doing that, I am going to fold it in a way that I'm going to be able to cut it. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to do. I'm going to fold in a way that I will get a straight line down that point where I made a scissors cut. Okay, then after which I'm going to cut out just what I have measured. So you see I have been able to fold the straight line like this, and it's staying very straight, and I'm just going to cut it. Okay, so that is exactly what I'm doing. And after cutting it, remember the part where I cut out my length, that is the part we're going to be working with. So I'm going to set this other one aside. Now remember I have times 2 of the length that I measured, right? So I'm going to fold it into 2, like fold it into 2 according to the yardage. Okay, I'm going to be folding it into 2 according to the yardage, according to the place that has white tip. Okay, so that is what I went on to do. So basically these two fabric that is folded by two now will serve as our front and our back, right? Now this our front and our back, we are also refolding them into two. Do you understand? So I believe this my explanation is going to make sense to our beginners, right? So I went on to fold them into two like this. Okay, now this dress is not going to have any joining on the shoulder. Okay, if you want yours to have joining on the shoulder, then it means the first length you measure, you cut it out, then you measure another one and cut out. Do you understand? But mine, it won't. So that is why you see that on the upper part where the starting line of my tape is now is not like slitted open. So I place my tape there because it's going to serve as my shoulder line, and I measure my half length. Now the half length is your measurement from your shoulder to your waist. That is your half length, right? I marked and I also measure from my waist to my hip line. All right, so these are the two lines you see here that I went on to mark. And like I said, this part shoulder here, waist here, my hip, and of course the end of the fabric is my length, right? So now on this point now, which is my shoulder line, the first thing I'm going to do is to measure my shoulder measurement. That is shoulder to shoulder divided by 2. Now my shoulder to shoulder divided by 2 is 7.5 inches, and I'm going to add extra half an inch to it, and I'll have 8 inches. Now I'm going to place my tape here to measure what I have, and what I have remaining is just what I need for my sleeve length. So I went on to leave it like that because I'm going to be making use of everything. Now what I'm marking now is the wideness of my sleeve. The wideness of my sleeve is 11 inches, and I'm adding extra 4 inches to it. Now I went on to mark it. Then in here I came in by 1.25. Okay, I came in 1.25, and that is the line you see there. Now on this hip line I went down 4 inches. 4 inches below the hip line here. Okay, I went down 4 inches below the hip line. Then the next thing I'm going to do is, you remember this part is a bit penciled, like it's not as wide as the other part, right? So here I'm going to determine how pencil I want it to be, but I'm not going to be allowing the pencil to be very pronounced. I'm just going to be allowing it to be different from what I have on the upper part. So what I did is I measured my hip circumference divided by 4 and added up to 7 inches to 8. Okay, hip circumference divided by 4, I added 7 inches. So if you want the hip the pencil effect around here, I think that should be the right word, pencil effect around here to be pronounced, you're just going to add just 4 inches after measuring your hip circumference divided by 4. So I didn't want it to be too much actually, so I went in 0.5 inches, making it hip circumference divided by 4 plus 6.5 inches extra, right? Remember initially I marked 7, which is the line I'm cleaning now, but I now came in half of an inch and took that half of an inch, that is hip circumference divided by 4 plus 6.5 inches, I took it down. Now here I'm just going to connect this line on my waist to the hip line like this. I want you to pay very good attention to how I'm connecting this, okay, so that you don't make mistake or do it another way. You see the way I'm connecting, you see how the shape is there. Yes, that is what I'm going to be making use of. I went on to connect it to this point like this. Can you see? Just connect it and ensure that it blends into the line of the effect on the side. Okay, pencil effect. Now here on the neckline, I am going to be marking my neck width first. So my neck width is 3 inches, and I went on to mark it, as you can see. Then the neck depth for my back is going to be 2 inches, and I'm just going to connect it this way. Okay, so this particular one I'm connecting is my back neck depth, right? So I'm going to place my tape on the shoulder again and measure about 3 inches to 3.5 inches for my front neck depth. Okay, so remember we folded both the front and the back part together, so it implies we're cutting both the front and the back part together. So that's the reason why we are marking also the neck for the front and neck for the back together. Now this is what it looked like, and I'm going to pick up my scissors to cut only the back neckline and the remaining part of the side that I had marked. Okay, that is what I'm going to do now. I'm cutting the back neckline. Take note of that, the back neckline, right? So because that is the neckline that is shallow, I'll just cut it like this, and there won't be any cutting on the shoulder line. All I'm doing here is to notch to indicate that this is the shoulder line. Then I am going to continue my cutting here. As you can see, I went on to cut, and that is what you can see here. I'm just going to take this line, follow the shape that I already have, and I'm going to cut through. Okay, so after cutting, I am going to open it up, and I'm going to show you the next thing we are going to do. So note that I am going to make a design on the neckline, an embroidery design on the neckline. And another way to get this neckline, if you don't want embroidery design, okay, pardon me, embroidery design, if you don't want it on the neckline, what you're going to do is you're going to get a plain fabric or another fabric. You're just going to use it to cut out the shape, the desired shape for the neckline. Do you understand? Okay, so like I said, I'm going to open it up like this, and we are going to be cutting out the neckline for the front. Okay, so I will open it up in a way that this is how it's looking. You can see the two sleeve here, and you can see the neckline has separated itself. The neckline now, one is on the back neckline, which is on the right, the other one is on the front neckline, which is the left part. And I'm just going to arrange this place properly in a way that the hands are staying properly arranged, and I'm getting the center front and the center back. Okay, and that is the folded part close to me that you're seeing, center front and center back. And I'm cutting out the neckline for the front. That is the neck depth for the front, right? So after that, I'm going to pick up my tape to measure the opening, the slit opening on the front neck. So I'm going to measuring about 5 to 6 inches, and you can make this as deep as 6.5 inches or 7, depending on how you want it to be. And I went on to do that, and like I said, I'm just going to go on to make embroidery design on it, and after which I am going to bring it back to continue. All right, so I proceeded to make my embroidery design, and this is what I have. This is what I have. Can you see it? It's looking so beautiful and so gorgeous. So now the next thing we are going to do is, the next thing I did is to cut out a pipe for the neck, for the sleeve. Now this sleeve is going to have an elastic. Okay, so I cut out this, and it's 3.5 inches that I have. Okay, and I have two of it, one for one sleeve and the other one for another sleeve. So what I'm going to do now is to use this to create a channel for our elastic band, just the same way we sew our waistband for trouser waistband or skirt waistband. I'm going to place it right side of the band facing the wrong side of the fabric, and I'm going to sew it, or you can place it right side facing right side and sew. Okay, whichever way you find easy, whichever way you normally sew your waistband, you can go on and sew it like that, as long as it comes out neat and professionally finished. Okay, so I'm going to do that on both sleeve, and I'm going to show you what we have. So if you're coming across my channel, my name is Mercy, and this is Mercy Posh Stitches, and This on this channel every week I drop interesting sewing tutorials, DIY, pattern drafting. I drop trendy styles that are up to date. In fact, Gen Z styles. Yes, that is very interesting styles that I drop here. Okay, and in order to get the styles, know how to make them, and you know be carried along with fashions and trend, all you're going to do is to hit on the subscribe button, like, share this video, and drop a comment for me. That will help, and we're going to welcome you as our valued member. So I went on to sew it, and I'm now piping and top stitching. Okay, I'm going to pipe and top stitching to create that channel for elastic band like I earlier mentioned. And once I'm done, I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to be attaching our elastic band. So I was done, and this is what I have, and here is my elastic band. So my client's round arm, that is bicep or round sleeve, whatever you call it, is 11 inches. Okay, but I'm going to be cutting out 12 inches because so that it doesn't tight her too much. I'm going to be cutting 2 pieces for both sleeve. Okay, and that is what I went on to do. So I'm going to pick up my safety pin. I'm going to pick up my safety pin, and I'm going to use it to pass the elastic into the casing that I already made. Okay, so I'm going to do that right away, and after doing that I am going to go on to join. Okay, to join the sides. All right, so that is what I'm going to do now. So let me go ahead, pass it, and I'll show you what we have. So do not also forget that you have that privilege to ask question regarding any of my video. If there's anywhere you did not understand or you need clarification, go ahead and drop your question on the comment section, and I'm always available to attend to your question. Okay, so I went on to and insert, and once I come out, I am going to use my stitch to hold it down. So what you do is that where you started, you're going to make sure you pin the end of the elastic band into the entrance where you enter, so that it doesn't mess your work. So I'm just going to stitch down, and I'm going to join the side like I rightly mentioned, and I'm going to show you what we have. And this is what I have after sewing it and joining the sides. Okay, so I'll go over to my ironing table, give it a very neat press, and you're going to see the final result. Okay, so after giving it a very neat press, this is what I have. You can see how beautiful and gorgeous it's looking. Thank you so much, and don't forget to tell us thank you as well on the comment section. See you some other time. Bye.